A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing people out there to my channel, the Twin Flame Union. You guys have been listening to my Divine Masculine's Letters to Divine Feminine series. There are obviously many more to come. I have already been compiling them. Today in the morning also I received a letter and I wrote it down. But I am also receiving messages from the Divine Feminine Collective. And this is a very important letter that she has written to the source. Most of you people want to listen to the Divine Masculine all the time because you're very curious to know what he thinks about you, how much he loves you, what is the future going to be like. That's because you need healing in those areas. And I'm not going to waste anyone's time by saying that you will heal it automatically. No, you cannot. You need coaching, you need guidance, you need therapy sessions. And that is a fact. I have spent most of my life, most of my time and most of my money to only focus on my healings. And that's why today I'm here. Because I did not make the other materialistic pursuits my priority. My priority was my healing. My priority was my upliftment. My priority was always to make sure that I am out of this misery and codependency. And since most of you know that I'm a very honest healer and an honest reader, I also have other things to do. But I do this because I love to uplift other people. I want to tell this to you. In my experience, there are many feminines who are writing to me for coaching sessions. And even when we are discussing the fee structure or even we are discussing like how it can be done, in between those conversations also, the divine feminines, whosoever they are, they call themselves DFs, but they keep writing paragraphs or questionnaires about the DFs, the DMs. They don't even have the patience to wait till they get an appointment. They don't even have that much patience. When I tell them that, okay, I will do a session for you, I will heal you, I will take up your coaching. This is the procedure for it. And everything else, I will let you know. I will tell you step by step what you need to do. They don't have patience. In between those emails also they keep putting in a paragraph, some two-liners. This lack of patience comes from wounded self, from a wounded inner child. A wounded inner child that cannot even wait and have some faith. No faith, no patience. And no one wants to do the work. So many of you want the dessert, you want the pudding, but you don't want to buy the ingredients. They don't want to take up a class or they don't want to do research to cook that meal. They don't want to savor how to make things happen. On planet Earth, this is a problem with a lot of people. They don't understand the concept of time. But tell me, all of you, do you think this works? Do you think it will work? I really want people to be where I am or where other people are, content and happy and doing what you're here to do, serving. If not, everything does not happen in one day. But there is a certain joy, there is a certain contentment in watching things grow. Today, I will plow the land. Tomorrow, I will water it. I will put fertilizer in it. Then I will sow the seeds in it. And then I will water it again. And then I will wait for some time so that the saplings come out. If I start digging the soil right after I put the seeds or right after the sapling comes to see where is my tree, where are the fruits, do you think I will get a result? I will not. This journey, the twin flame journey, the divine transformation journey, this journey is to teach you patience. is to teach you faith. And for that you need daily practice. You need to put in your effort. You need to do inner work. If you want your divine masculine to leave all the addictions, to leave the karmic patterns, to leave all of the fears, to leave all of this and come to you clean, in love, with respect, then you also have to let go of these patterns that you have. So I am channeling the messages of a divine feminine who is in union right now and who is in a very happy union. And she is saying that, she's saying this to the source. She's saying that you are my evening and you are my morning. You are my daytimes and you are my life. You are my everything. You are my time. Every single minute of my life, every single second of my life, it is dedicated to you. I am fully committed to you. As a child, when I was growing up, I was told by my family, in my school, in my friends, that there is someone meant for me. There is someone on this planet who's born for me, who has taken birth specially for me, who would love me for real. But as I started growing up, I started meeting very horrible people. Some of those people abused me. I didn't even know what sex was. I didn't even know what a bad touch meant. But I was touched inappropriately. And I lived in confusion for many months. Time passed by. One day I had the courage to discuss it with my friends, and they told me that shockingly they were also abused. They had also felt the same thing. I thought to myself, where is that person who is supposed to take care of me? As how my family has been telling me that someone is there to protect you. Someone has taken birth specially on this planet for you. Where is that person? I grew up and I met more people. I met more men. And with time I realized that all the men I'm meeting, they are all bad. They don't love me. They only love my looks, my beauty, my body, or something else. Some even loved my money. Some even wanted to see me as an ATM machine turned into their wife. Everyone had so many demands. And I kept pleasing people. I kept smiling even when within I was always crying. My faith in humanity was shattered. It was broken. Every time I trusted someone, they broke my trust into many pieces. And then, I don't know how, some magic happened. The magic had happened in my childhood only, but gradually, with time, I realized that all these people, none of them can give me true love. None of them. There is no true love. How can they love me when they don't even love their own selves? How can they understand me when they don't even understand what they want? Those who seek support, they needed someone else's support. Then how can they support me? I went from city to city. I went from one street to another, one person to another. And then I walked away from them when I could not take the abuse anymore. No relationship, nothing. Nothing could give me what I was looking for. And then, one fine day, I stopped searching outside. I was tired. I didn't care. I started looking within myself. I started looking for answers within myself. And to my surprise, I found the answers within. And I decided to move on and forgive everyone who had ever hurt me, abused me, or traumatized me. Any person who told me in any word, form, or style that humanity is dead on planet Earth, I forgave them. This was all because of the grace of my Guru, because of the grace of my Master. Even as a child, whenever I used to be sad, I used to seek refuge in them. I also refuted with them. I had many questions because I had seen some beautiful love stories also. I had seen some very beautiful people in my family, in my surroundings, who loved one another, who loved each other, who were good human beings. And then at the same time, I was meeting these bad people. I felt there was some kind of demon inside them. I could see the demon also in some cases. The demons at first used to manipulate me. They used to act like they are humans, but they would show their demonic side. I also talked to people who had worse than me, who had witnessed worse things than me, and I felt really bad. I really felt one day that I should step out and I should end all of these demonic people. I should throw them out from planet Earth and I should send them to hell where they really belong. But then I realized that we are the creators of these people. We give them power and attention. We are taught to build in fear. But when I found the grace of Guru, I could face them. And when I started facing them, I saw that they have no power. They are powerless in front of me, in front of the grace, in front of the universe. They are puny, little, small dots, probably made of ash that flies in the sky and then disappears into nowhere. After much work, I finally met someone. I thought that this is the person for me because he showed me that love. He made those vows, he made those promises, he gave those talks to me. He spoke about love, he spoke about true love. I thought he's the one. Maybe in this whole bad world, there is someone really made for me. There is someone who's actually come to the planet only for me, to protect me, to take care of me, to love me, to cherish me, to appreciate me, to treasure me. I put all my heart and soul into it. And for one last time, I gave one more try. I trusted one more time. After all the betrayals, after all the backstabbing, after all the heartbreaks, and after finding a peaceful place, finally I felt that I'm in a peaceful place and I can trust again. I trusted someone again. And guess what? That person also broke my trust. My last attempt, my last try, my last hope on one more human being, the so-called divine masculine. And what did he give me in return? The biggest wound ever. The worst wound ever. I was in so much pain. I could have died. And I wanted to die. Because I begged. For the first time in my life, I felt like a beggar. Some people say that beggars only beg money, food, clothes. No. Beggars also beg for attention. Sometimes begging is also for attention, for a little bit of emotional support, for a little bit of understanding. You beg to someone. You make phone calls. You beg. You beg to them to talk to you. You beg to them to meet you once. You beg to them to text you back. You beg to them. You beg to them and convince them, look, what we have is true love. What we have is real. You beg to them to believe you because you know this is real. This time you cannot be wrong. You know it. Your heart and soul and everything is shouting out loud that this is real. But you know what? They make you a beggar in front of you. They make you beg to you. And all that begging, it doesn't work. It makes you feel like shit. It makes you feel horrible. It makes you feel that you have stooped so low in your perusal of love. You have stooped so low. You have fallen. You are a fallen star now. What is the difference between you and someone who's begging on the streets? Nothing. And after that, I said, enough is enough. I am not going to beg to anyone ever again in my life. And you know what? This is not the love I wanted. This is not the person I wanted in my life. This is not the one I need. And in my life, I will never ever go up to anyone for love. Because in that moment of misery and suffering, in that moment of pain, in that moment of rejection, in that moment of betrayal, in that moment of thinking that, oh my God, one more traumatizer. How come I not recognize this person? Could I not even distinguish or differentiate between fake and real? How could I be so innocent and so naive that I could not even understand, read between the lines? All those disrespectful things he said to me, jokingly, sarcastically, they were all real. When you love someone, you don't let them fall from grace and make them feel disgraced. I didn't want to forgive. This wound was too big to be forgiven or forgotten about. I was like, this is it. I am done. But I don't know what happened. All the past work that I had done, all the inner work, all the happiness that I have derived, all the other things that I have derived, that made me, and the good people of course, and my gurus and my teachers, all the amazing things on this planet, the faces of babies, the faces of innocent animals, birds, smiling people, old people, those who have experienced their wrinkles, scarred people, some people who looked very tough from outside, but they were like very soft, like marshmallows from inside. I have had some really good humane experiences too. And I began thinking that why am I begging to someone for attention? What is it that I lack, that I'm walking up to someone, convincing them, requesting them? Am I that bad? Am I such a low lifer? If there is true love, I will find it now. Because finally I realize that it does not exist in a human being at least. Be it a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. The love exists. I see it everywhere around me. But I don't want to see it in one specific human being. So I started working on myself. I started researching day and night. I researched I researched, I read. And most importantly, I started following the path of my guides and my angels. I started following the path of my masters. And just like that, I don't know how, but I started smiling from within. I felt that I found love. I did. I know that there are many people on this planet who are wasting their time in stupid things. But I feel compassion for them now because of you. Because of you, Source Energy, Supreme Being, my true love. You have never let me down. And when I'm on this journey, I suddenly started recollecting all the places where Source was with me, all the places where it gave me strength. Source was never away from me. It never left me. It was me who left the Source to run after other people. My worst mistake was to be seeking love in other people, to think that someone is born for me, that someone is there to protect me, when actually my protector, my master, my true lover cannot even be quantified in matter. It lives in my heart, it lives in my soul, it lives in every single drop of my blood. All those people who had gone away from me, all those people who had misunderstood me, they started coming back to me one by one. But do I need them anymore? But do I also have hatred for them? No, I don't. Because I know that they are also struggling. I know that they have also not found what they are looking for. They all think that they have found something in the job, in the money, in the branded cars, in the branded clothes, in the life partner, but they are still unhappy. I question them, why are you still unhappy? Why do you still crib? Why your desires never end? Why there is always one desire upon another. There is no end to your desires. Why are you struggling? Why are you suffering? Okay, fine, you fell sick, you have a disease. But why do you curse an invisible power when you are the one who has created all of this around you? I learned forgiveness after that because I also was forgiven by the Supreme Being. I had also made many mistakes, and the biggest mistake was to think that I am not enough. The Source taught me how to believe in myself again. The Source taught me how to have faith. The Source showed me magic. The Source showed me how to create things, how to manifest what I need. The Source gave me peace and contentment. The Source is my protector. The Source is my guide. The Source is everything for me. I can never be in separation from true love because true love never separates from you. True love makes you one. True loves make you singular. True loves make you in union, makes you be in union for the rest of your life, for the rest of eternity. And nobody and nothing can take it away from you. No amount of problems and no amount of difficult situations can take it away from you. It is a permanent connection. It will never let you down. It will never put you down. It might give you lessons because you're here for lessons. It might make you feel on certain day that, oh my God, how do I face this situation? But if you show faith, if you show trust again, it will give you the energy and it will give you the power. That's the beauty of true love. And those of you who cannot find true love is because you're seeking outside. You don't know how to look within. You have not found a way, a technique, a tool to look within. You don't even know how wonderful it is to hold the hand of Source and to think that you are my wonderland. You are my only wonderland. You are a child. You are a lover. You are a partner. You are a mother. You are everything and still nothing. You become your own best friend because you realize that this source runs in you, right in your heart. In your heart chakra, there is source. And that pumps love in all of your body. You are a walking, talking mechanism of source. You understand then what true love is. True love is to give food to hungry. True love is to show discipline to undisciplined ones. True love is to never be dependent on anything outside of you. To think that, okay, if I'm going to drink this, I'll be happy. If I'm going to eat this, I'll be happy. If you drink something, you drink it. You eat something, you eat it. You wear something, you wear it. Nothing has no meaning. The meaning is being given by us. We put the meaning in things. And all those bad people, you are suffering more. That's why you find joy in giving torture to other people. You are insecure. You are incomplete. You don't have source in you. That's why you look out for little children, for helpless women. That's why you play games with others. That's why you use true love. You use true love as a bait and you throw it on others so that you get their attention. And when you have had enough, when they start trusting you, you leave them alone, you throw them away. You are the one who has a problem, not them. But you know what? I forgive them because they know nothing. If they knew what love is, they would never hurt a single soul. If they knew what true love is, they would know how to trust. They would have confidence on love. They would have confidence on themselves, and they would have confidence on God, the invisible supreme being, the entity that has created everything and that resides in everything, innate or uninnate. And for this, you don't even need to go anywhere. You just need to have faith and everything will come to you without you lifting a finger. That is the confidence that faith gives you, that God gives you, that source gives you. The sweet nectar of love that you see in everyone, in everything, in everywhere, even in the person who have hurt you. This is the compassion that God can teach you, the source can teach you. Nobody else, no other human can teach you compassion the way universe can teach you. My divine father, Lord Shiva and Shakti, my divine father, Lord Sri Ram and Sita, Krishna and Radha, they have taught me compassion and they have shown me true love. How to cry for one another, how to be loyal to each other, how to be loyal to one another's feelings and thoughts. How much Lord Sri Ram cried when Sita was away and how much Sita cried for him, but none of them ever said a single wrong, bad word about each other. Sati burned in fire. She burnt in fire. She went against her own father who was the king. She went against him because she could not hear anything against her Shiva. Her Lord Shiva. She could not hear anything against her husband, her true love, her divine masculine. That is the true love that you need. That is the true love you want. But that true love can only be cultivated in your life, between anyone, within you, when you cultivate it in you. If you don't love who you are, if you don't accept who you are with your bad and your good, with your imperfections and your perfections, if you don't accept how universe has made you, every single pore of you, every single smallest thing about you, then you cannot love another person. You can only love and forgive when you start loving yourself, and when you start going within yourself, when you do the journey within, that's when you will actually see the world outside. And for this, I want to thank the source energy, because the source gave me everything and it will continue to give me, because the source is my master and I have surrendered fully to the source. For every single thing I need, I have the source, and I don't need to beg to anyone for attention because I have my own attention. If it wants, it can make me feel good or bad. I don't care. If there are days where there are difficulties, maybe some kind of crunch, maybe something I don't have, I will know that maybe this is my time to not get that thing. I will wait, and I will patiently wait, and I will not question. And this This faith is all given by the source. Everything I am, everything who I am, it's all because of the source. And I love source. This is where the channeling ends, guys and girls. And it was a very intense channeling session, I have to say that. And thank you so much for the guidance above, for choosing me for this channeling. And I do feel a lot of shoulder pain, upper back pain. My nape area is paining. But I know that this pain will subside. It's a very sweet pain. It will subside very soon and I will be back to not feeling any pain. Thank you so much for everyone for being here with me. One love, and yeah, keep spreading one love, and peace out.